Hey, what's up? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. And this time, I want to talk about FDA. You know how unfair they really are to an inventor like me. Anyway. Oh, by the way, my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented the physical immortality rings. If you put on my immortality rings, okay, these are the immortality rings. They're plastic and magnets, okay. You become physically immortal. You don't age anymore, you know. Lots of people wrote about my invention on Amazon.com. You know, I have like 42 reviews right now. See, if you go to my website, I'll provide a link, and you can click on that link and see all the testimonials from Amazon customers. 80% of the Amazon customers, you know, they gave me 5-star and 4-star, so I got lots of good reviews, you know. If you want to stay physically young forever, you put on the rings. Every night during sleep, okay, you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com. It's livemuchlonger.com, just like what's written there, livemuchlonger.com. Anyway, today I want to talk about, you know, how FDA, you know, American FDA, they're so unfair to newcomers, you know. Because FDA was controlled by all the drug companies, right, by doctors, you know. They don't want newcomers to come in to, you know, offer some kind of new treatment, you know, newer, cheaper treatment. See, what happened is I have asthma for a long time. I have asthma because I'm an inventor, you know, so I use my own body as a guinea pig. And during one experiment, I had this machine, electromagnetic machine, okay, right in front of my head when I sleep, you know. I hang the machine right on top of my head. And then the fume, the machine was like overheating, and I can smell the fume, and that fume gave me asthma. I didn't have asthma before, but ever since I started using that machine, I got asthma, right? Yeah, sometimes, you know, inventors, they're daredevils, you know, they in order to invent something, they're willing to do anything. They're willing to use their own body as experiment. You know, I'm one of those kind of inventors. Okay, but anyway, so I got asthma because of that. So the reason is because I'm trying to develop a machine. Okay, this is the machine that finally got developed. This is the machine that finally worked. You know, it's a capacitor. It's basically capacitor and resistors inside. When you go to sleep, you put this near the injured area. You know, it bounces up the injury. Okay, you know, for example, if I got asthma, you put this near your head during sleep, and it just basically bounces up the wound. Let me explain what I mean. Okay, what I mean is this. You know, asthma, okay, is actually very similar to yeast infection in the vagina, in women's vagina. You know, some women, they have yeast infection, and then the entire vagina swells up, the vagina wall, and also the labia swells up, and of course it hurts when you walk. You know, you cannot have sex, and you know, some women, their yeast infection is very, very, very little, so they didn't even know that they have yeast infection. But some women, they have, you know, very serious yeast infection, so it hurts when they walk, or, you know. The reason why there's a yeast infection is because you have some kind of wound, you have some kind of scar in your vagina somewhere, you know. It could be somewhere near the labia. There's some kind of wound. There's an open wound, so germs, they penetrate at that open wound. And what happens is the entire vagina swells up. The whole vagina swells up. The labia swells up, and it hurts. It hurts all the time. It hurts when you're walking. You can't have sex. It hurts when you urinate. You know. And asthma is the same thing. You know, a lot of people they don't understand how come I cannot breathe. The reason is because there's some kind of wound. There's some kind of tear in your throat. You know. And that wound, the germs penetrate in that wound, you know, and suddenly, all your air pipe all swells up, your throat swells up, everything swells up, you can't breathe. You know, that's the reason why, okay? So it's very similar to vagina yeast infection in the vagina. Very similar, you know. And right now the doctors, the only solution is they have is albuterol or steroid. You know, inhalers. You inhale some chemical to dump down the inflammation. You know, this chemical does not help you heal up the wound that you have in your throat. What it does is that it fights inflammation, okay, by dumbing down the inflammation system. You know, it's sort of like drinking whiskey. Like, oh yeah, you got asthma? Drink some whiskey. Here, drink whiskey. It's good for your asthma. Yeah, it is. You know, if you got asthma, if you drink whiskey, it helps. It helps a lot. For example, you can't breathe, you know, and then you just take a few shots of whiskey, straight whiskey, right? And then suddenly, wow, you start to breathe better. Yeah, it is true. But you know what? The whiskey it does not help you heal up your wound. What it does is that it relaxes your muscle, you know. See, liquor gets into your bloodstream, right? And when that happens, you become relaxed. You know, your muscle will relax. So when your muscle relaxes, your inflammation also dies down. Then you start to breathe again, right? It doesn't do anything to heal up your wound. In fact, whiskey, okay, alcohol hurts your wound. You understand? If you drink too much alcohol, you start to, when you go to the bathroom to take a shit, right? You start to see blood in your poop, you know. The reason is because alcohol hurts your intestines wall, you know. It damages your intestines wall. So when you drink too much whiskey, or same thing when you inhale too much albuterol, you know, it actually hurts your cells. It actually damages the cell wall, you know. Although it dumbs down your immune system because it relaxes your muscle, though, so your inflammation will go away a little bit. But in the long run, it actually hurts your asthma. You know, your wound might open up much bigger. You know, that's the reason why a lot of people, doctors say, if you spray too much of the rescue inhaler, it makes your asthma worse. I mean, in the long run, it actually makes your asthma worse, and then your risk of dying from asthma is a lot higher, you know. So my invention, my cell realignment invention, again, okay, it's this thing right here. You put this near your head during sleep, right? And the electrons leave from these capacitors. They actually heal up your wound inside your throat, you know. The more you use this, the more your wound actually heals up. And once your wound heals up, you know, the infection would disappear. You know, the yeast infection would simply disappear. They would have to move, right? You understand? It's like I'm going to we're going to tear down your house, right? The wound is the house for germs. And then now we heal up the wound. You know, so we're tearing down the houses for the germs, and the germs, they just have to move away. So once you heal up the wound in your throat, then you don't get asthma anymore. For example, after I've been using this machine for a while, you know, right now I live like a normal person. I don't have the asthma symptom anymore. You know, back in the days, no, I can't. It's like back in the days, I have to drink. I was an alcoholic. I have to drink whiskey every day. You know, lots and lots of whiskey. I mean, I drink so much whiskey that I go to Safeway to buy things. You know, people around me, they could smell my alcohol. You know, and then most of the time it's like I get asthma attack like twice a month. You know, and then every time I go to bed, I'm in fear because I fear that, oh my God, I'm gonna cough again. And then if I lie down, you know, at night on my pillow, you know, and when I start coughing, I knew it. Oh shit, you know, I'm getting asthma attack, and slowly I got inflammation. But then after I started using this machine, and after I got rid of my whiskey, I don't drink whiskey anymore. Then I realized, oh, the whiskey is actually bad for the wound, because the more whiskey I drink, yeah, it relaxes my muscle, so inflammation would die down momentarily, you know. But then alcohol actually hurts the wound. It opens up the wound a lot more, you know. So after I stopped drinking whiskey, I gave the wound a chance to heal up, and also I used the machine. The machine helped me bound up the wound, with escape electrons. It helped me bound up the wound. And eventually, yeah, I start to live like a normal person. I get to eat hot dog. Back in the days, I can't eat hot dog or sausages or even bacon because there's nitrite inside. When you eat that, I would get asthma. I cannot eat lots of things. I cannot eat strange. Back in the days, I cannot eat. I remember a can of beans. I cannot eat a can of beans. I cannot eat can of beans. I try to stay away from rice. I want to stay away from wheat noodles. It's very strange. I mean, it's like people with asthma, they're allergic, extremely allergic to all sorts of different foods, I think it's because the wound is just right there. It's in your throat. And then when you eat like tomato or anything that could trigger your asthma, what happens is the fume, right, of that food, it comes right up from your stomach into your throat and affects and basically irritates the wound, So when you have asthma, I think that's the reason why some people, they can't eat this, they can't eat that, because the fumes comes right up into your wound and basically irritates that wound, and then you get asthma again, But after using the machine, yes, I don't get a like asthma attack anymore. I live like a normal person sort of, and so I get to then I can start drinking soda. I drink soda. Back in the days, no, you can't. If I drink a little bit of soda, shit, man, I immediately I feel it. I feel difficult breathing. Start coughing again, and I get to do like YouTube shows. I get to do like maybe 10 or 15 minutes a day YouTube. Back in the days, I can't do that. Because as people with asthma, they don't like to talk. Because imagine you have a hard time breathing already. People with asthma, they don't even like to talk, But now I could talk, which is great. Oh, my time is up. But anyway, if you check out my website, go to alexchu.com or cellrealignment.com, or just go there, livemuchlonger.com. Check it out. Then you will understand what I'm talking about. My invention is very interesting. So, I mean, I got a cure, but then FDA, they don't allow me. So, all right, talk to you later.